This week, I'll lead you through a slow flow practice focusing on building strength. We're going to go through the whole body at a slow pace, and this is an all levels practice, so everyone is welcome to join in. Let's get started. For this week's practice, you don't need any props, just yourself, some kind of a practice space or a mat, wherever you have some room to move. And that's all we need for today. And then we're going to start from lying down on the back. We'll do just a brief check-in with ourselves, with our breath, and then we'll start to move. And if you want, you can extend your legs, or you might leave your knees bent. You might find a pyramid pose with knees leaning against each other if that feels more comfortable. And you can bring hands onto your body. One hand somewhere on the belly area, the other hand somewhere where you can feel your ribs, the lowest ribs. And once you've found that easy pose, then give yourself a few just slightly slower, maybe slightly deeper breaths. Allowing yourself to feel the movements of your breaths. Let the out breath soften the shoulders. And then let yourself find a steady rhythm in your breath. So becoming aware of the length of your in breaths and length of your out breaths. Maybe the out breaths are just a bit longer, just a bit slower than the in breaths. But if not, that's very fine. Just let yourself find your rhythm. And as we go through the practice, let yourself come back to this rhythm whenever you feel that there's a moment for you to focus on your breathing, especially when poses start to feel challenging. Then invite your awareness to your breath. And then we'll leave the breath there, flowing in, flowing out. And lying down on the back, bend your knees. If you have your legs extended, step your feet maybe about hip, pelvis width apart. You could open arms out to the sides like a cactus shape. And then we do a few swings with the legs from side to side, a few windshield wipers. If you want, you can turn head from side to side as well. Notice your breath also when you start to move, so we don't start to hold the breath. And then with the next couple of breaths, you bring your legs back to center and hug knees in towards the chest, towards the belly. You could hold on to your knees, you could hold on to your shins. And then we start to rock forward and back. So round your spine, you can lift your head towards the knees and start to rock forward and back, slowly bringing yourself up into a seat. And from that seat, cross your ankles, lift yourself onto hands and knees, onto all fours. And we're going to find our way into a brief child's pose. So you could have legs close together. You could bring your legs wider apart. But round your back, leaning pelvis down towards the feet. And then lift your hands onto fingertips, those cupcake hands. And still reaching your arms quite far forward, so arms stay active. Head can lean all the way down onto the mat. And just finding some Gentle activation through the arms, into the shoulders. The hands, the fingers are active here. And take a couple more breaths in and out. You can breathe down towards the lower back. Then we'll spread the palms onto the mat and lift yourself onto all fours, again onto hands and knees. Hands could be just a bit further forward than your shoulders. You could tuck the toes under and then rock a few times back and forth, testing some weight on the hands, on the wrists. So toes tucked under. So we can say hello to the feet as well. You decide how much you send the weight back, how much you send the weight forward. Another couple of rocking movements back and forth. And then we're going to shift the weight onto the feet and walk the hands to the feet so that we find ourselves in a full forward bend, but knees quite deeply bent. You could find the weight onto heels and the balls of the feet. You might need to rock the weight a few times back and forth, keeping knees bent. Take another breath here, in and out. Head can drop down. Just shifting the weight onto the feet. And then with your next couple of breaths, pressing down through the feet, lift yourself all the way up to standing. If you feel dizzy, leave your chin on your chest. And then bring your head up separately. You can roll the shoulders. And from here, we're going to go into the 6-part Taoist breath as a warm-up movement. So find yourself somewhere on the mat where you have space to open arms to both sides. Feet could be hip width apart, even wider. Where do you feel steady? And take a breath in and out. Soften the tops of the shoulders. Then as you inhale, lengthen arms up overhead. Exhale, bend the elbows and push hands out to the sides, like pushing walls away. Inhale, close the hands and pull the arms back in. Exhale, open palms and now push hands and arms in front of you, away from the chest. Inhale, close the hands, draw the arms in. Exhale, open palms towards the mat and send yourself down into a full forward bend. Again, knees could be bent. From the beginning, inhale, reach your back and arms up. Exhale, push hands to the sides, opening the palms. Inhale, close the hands and draw the arms in. Exhale, open the palms, send your hands and arms away from the chest. Inhale, draw the arms in. Exhale, we go down towards the mat. You can drop your head down, soften the neck. 2 more rounds with your in-breath, lengthening up, feet pressing down. Exhale, send hands and arms out to the sides. Inhale, draw the arms in. Exhale, open palms in front of you and push the hands and arms away from the chest. Inhalation brings the arms in. Exhale, down towards the mat. That full forward bend, head can drop down. 1 more round. In breath, lengthening up. Exhale, out to the sides. Follow your own breath. Inhale, draw the arms in. Exhale, push hands in front of you. 1 more time, draw the arms in. Exhale, down towards the mat, that full forward bend. And then as you inhale, 1 more time, reach the arms, reach the back up. And as you exhale, bring hands down to your lower belly. And we pause there to breathe. Soften the neck, soften the shoulders. And let the breath keep moving in, moving out. Take another breath in and out. And then you could release the hands, release the arms. And now turn towards the short end of the mat. We'll be traveling from one end of the mat to the other a couple of times. So make sure you have some space now behind you to step the right foot forward in a bit. Take a breath in and out, finding that mountain pose. And then from 2 feet, shift the weight onto your left foot. And as you inhale, lift the right knee up towards the belly. Arms can reach up overhead. You could flex your right ankle, flex the right foot, keeping hips in the same level, the knee lifting up, your back, your head reaching up. Take another breath here. And then as you exhale, bring your palms together in front of the chest and start to reach your right leg far back behind you, finding warrior 3. So balancing pose, reaching the right foot back away from the head. The back tilting forward, standing leg knee could be slightly bent, at least making sure that we're not locking the knee. And breathing here. Find a focus point for your gaze, keeping the right foot active. So it could be that you're flexing your toes or maybe just flexing the whole ankle. And then as you breathe in, breathe out, step that right foot far back into a high lunge. You might need to adjust your feet, bringing the weight to center onto both legs. And then we're going to move here. We're going to inhale, reach arms up overhead. Bring palms together. Exhale, lower hands in front of the chest and see if you could bend both knees a bit further down. Same again. Inhale, reaching arms up. Palms find each other. Exhale, see if you could bend the knees, going just a bit further down. One more round. Inhale, reaching arms up, open the chest. Exhale, bring hands together in front of the chest, bend the knees just a bit further. And then as you inhale, turn towards the long side of the mat. Open your legs into kind of a rotated star pose. So both hips rotated open, arms reaching out to the sides, the toes pointing slightly out to the sides. From here, as you inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, bend the knees into goddess pose, opening the arms. You might still move your feet, so we're not twisting from the knees, but the knees, the toes go roughly in the same direction. And here we're going to side bend. So we're going to start by exhaling, bringing left elbow onto the left thigh, and then inhale, reach the right arm over. So the right arm reaching overhead. Now you can stay here, or extra challenge, reach both arms next to the ears so that we're not leaning onto the thigh, but using more the core, using more the back. Breathing here. And then inhale, lift yourself up to center, keep knees bent, you can open the arms. And we exhale, lean towards the right thigh. We start with the elbow on the thigh. Inhale, reach the left arm over. And again, you can stay here. Or if you want, lengthen both arms next to your head. And breathing here, still keeping both knees bent. Lowering the pelvis down. Take another breath. And then as you inhale, lift yourself to center. And then reach up. Extending the legs, bring palms together. And exhale, bring hands in front of the chest. Now we're going to turn towards the right foot into that high lunge. So you might need to adjust your feet. Finding a place where you have weight on 2 feet. As you inhale, reach your arms up. Palms find each other. Exhale, lower a bit further down, bending both knees just a bit further down. Same again. Inhale, reach arms up. You can open the chest. Exhale, bring palms together in front of the chest. See if you could lower just a bit further down. One more time. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, bend the knees just a bit further. Hands come down in front of the chest. And then we go into warrior 3 from here. So now as you inhale, lift the weight onto your right foot. And then start to reach your back, your head forward, lifting the left leg up behind you. Right knee could be slightly bent. Finding your steady place where you can still breathe. Take another breath in and out. And then we're going to bring the left knee towards the belly. So slowly lift your back up. Bring left knee towards the belly. And you can reach arms up. And then exhale, lower both feet down. Lower arms down. We are back in our mountain pose. You can roll the shoulders. And then we go into a sun salutation. So as you breathe in, you can lengthen arms up. And as you exhale, fold forward. That full forward bend. Head can come down. Hands on the shins. Inhale to flat back. Knees could be bent. And as you exhale, bring hands down. And step your both feet back into downward facing dog. So first, lifting the pelvis up. So you can find a place for your hands. Reaching the pelvis up. Head can drop down. Breathe here in and out. Knees can be bent. So creating space for the pelvis to reach away from the hands. And then we're going to go into plank. So as you inhale, shift the weight forward to plank. As you exhale, lower down. You can bring knees on the mat first. Lower yourself slowly, slowly down. And from there, as you inhale, start to peel the chest off the mat into a cobra pose. And exhale, lower down, head can come down as well. Inhale onto hands and knees. Exhale back into that downward facing dog. Head can drop down again. You can move your feet here. You could shake your head. And then we're going to bring our knees onto the mat. So slowly bring your knees down. And we're going to go into a dolphin, a moving dolphin. So we'll come down onto elbows. And you have options to either bring hands together, kind of interlock fingers. Or you might turn your palms down if that feels good in your shoulders, in your elbows, in your forearms.
And then pressing down through the elbows, through the forearms. Lift your pelvis up again. And we don't need to do a very wide dolphin, so you might even walk your feet a bit closer to your elbows. Knees could be bent. And then we're going to move from here. We're going to inhale, shift the weight forward, trying to reach the chin forward, kind of beyond the hands. And then exhale, push back up, reaching the pelvis where we started from. Again, as you inhale, see if you could shift the weight forward, reach your chin forward, and exhale, pushing back up, head can drop down. 3 more rounds with your in-breath, shifting forward, and exhale, pressing down, lifting back up. 2 more times. You can come down at any point if you want. Inhalation forward. Exhaling, pushing back up. Keep lifting up through the pelvis. So it's not just for the arms. 1 more round if you want. Inhaling forward. And exhale, lifting up. Head dropping down. And then bring your knees on the mat. And we go into child's pose. This time I'm suggesting we bring arms down next to the legs, next to the sides. And take a few slightly slower, deeper breaths here, in and out. Might rock a bit from hip to hip, or move your head from side to side. Take a couple of deeper breaths in and out. And then we're going to go into some side planks. So reach your hands and arms back forward. Bring yourself onto hands and knees. And then we're going to come down onto the right arm first. So bring your right forearm, elbow down. You can turn it kind of sideways on the mat. And then we're going to extend the legs and turn out to the left side of the mat. Now you could keep the left hand down, or maybe reach the left arm up towards the ceiling, because that lift can actually help to lift up. I have both ankles flexed. If both legs extended doesn't feel good, you could always bring that lower knee down. So you could always bring that right knee down on this side. If you want to challenge yourself, have your both legs extended, flexing the ankles, flexing the feet. And then we breathe here. Another 5 breaths in and out. You might look down if that releases the neck more. But keeping the pelvis lifted up. So really working on the right side. Take another breath in and out. And then we're going to slowly bring that left forearm down. We're going to keep lifting the pelvis up. And we're just going to go straight to the other side. So now either, again, both legs straight, or you might have the left knee on the mat. I'm suggesting to lift the right arm up. That will help us with that lift. Kind of reaching like you're hanging from something. You're holding your right hand onto something now. And the left arm pressing the floor away. Keep lifting up through the pelvis, so not letting the pelvis sink. Another 5 breaths here. Focus on that rhythm in your own breath. The rhythm we found in the beginning. And then after your 5 breaths, slowly bring yourself down and then lower yourself down onto belly. Bring your belly, bring your chest down, lengthen your legs, bring arms behind the back, interlock fingers, and then as you inhale, lift your chest off the mat. So half locust, just to open the chest. If it feels good, you might turn palms away from the head, so palms kind of facing your feet, if that feels good in the shoulders. And take a few chest breaths here, in and out. Here we try to keep the legs on the mat, keep the feet on the mat. And then with your next couple of breaths, just slowly lower down. Release the arms. Take a deeper belly breath in and out. And then from lying down on the belly, just slowly roll down onto your back. You can keep your head where it is. And then swing the legs from side to side a few times like we did in the beginning. Next time your legs go to the left side of the mat, let your legs stay there. If you want a bigger twist, you can bring your right knee on top of the left knee. You could open the right arm to the right side of the mat. And just take a few breaths in a twist. Maybe a few slightly slower, deeper breaths. And then with the next couple of breaths, come back to center. And then bring your knees to the right side of the mat. So same to the other side. Again, if you want a bigger twist, bring your left knee on top of the right knee. And you could open your left arm out to the left side of the mat. Couple more breaths here. Also letting the breath slow down. Letting your heart rate slow down. Then from that twist, release the legs, come back onto your back, and then find your resting pose, your Shavasana pose. Could be the same pose you had in the very beginning, or it could be a different pose. Where do you feel comfortable now? If you want, you can close your eyes. Hands and arms could be resting on the mat, on the floor. Or, like in the beginning, you'd bring one hand on the belly, the other hand somewhere where you can feel your ribs. And for a moment, invite your full awareness back to your breath. Let the neck, let the shoulders soften. Let the belly, let the hips soften.
Let your hands and feet soften as well. Just letting go of any tension there might be in your body right now, and give yourself a moment to rest. Just take a moment longer here to notice how you feel. If you need to adjust your pose, you can make some changes. Giving yourself a moment to notice how you feel now as we're slowly making our way towards the end of the practice. And let yourself observe without any judgment. There is no right or wrong way to feel. Just checking in how we're feeling in this moment. Maybe noticing where we feel that physical practice right now. And now if you feel like you want to stay longer in this Shavasana pose, in your resting pose, you can stay here as long as you want. Or if you feel ready to start slowly waking yourself up from that resting pose, you could invite some gentle movement to your body. Maybe moving the hands, the feet. You could reach hands and arms away from each other, stretching the whole body long. And then you could roll onto one side and bring yourself up into a seat. And that could be any easy seated pose where you feel you could give yourself another few breaths to close the practice. And if it's a part of your practice, you could bring palms together in front of the chest. And as always, at the end of the practice, most importantly, thank yourself for taking some time to move, to breathe, and today to strengthen your body. I hope you feel good now at the end of the practice, and I thank you very much for joining in. Namaste. Thank you.